Hi, my name is Mowinkel. My second speech is about the great Michael Jordan. With over 32,000 career points, 6,600 rebounds, and 5,600 assists, it is very safe to say that he is one of the best to ever play basketball. The three main points I will cover in this speech are three important stages of Michael's career: his life before the NBA, his professional career, and his post-retirement. To sum it up, by the end of my speech, you have a much clearer understanding of the amazing career of Michael Jordan. To understand it best, let's start at the beginning. An online publication titled Sneaker Files does a great job of documenting his youth. This publication is my first source of the speech. 1963, a star was born in the heart of Brooklyn, New York. Although Brooklyn is his birthplace, Michael's family moved to Wilmington, North Carolina when he was a toddler. His family home in North Carolina is 161 miles away from the University of North Carolina, where he would later attend college. Michael's parents, Dolores and James, had 5 children, including Michael. He was always very athletic, but struggled academically. He was very good in all football, baseball, and basketball. His academics improved going into high school, as he maintained an average grade of a B+. While in only middle school, he received the Outstanding Athlete Award at Trask Middle School in 1977. It was only 7 years later when Michael Jordan would be picked in the 1984 NBA draft. First visual aid is a timeline for Michael Jordan from csnchicago.com. In 1978, he was cut from his high school basketball team for being too short. In 1981, Michael scored 30 points in the McDonald's All-American game. With 11 seconds to go, he hit a pair of free throws to give his team the win. 34 years later, today, Michael's record from that game has yet to be beat. In 1982, Michael began his college career with the UNC Tar Heels. He was named Freshman of the Year, averaging 13 points per game, making 53% of his shots. He and the Tar Heels won the national championship as Michael hit the game winner over rivals Patrick Ewing of the Georgetown Hoyas. In 1984, Michael played his last season in college. He was named Player of the Year in multiple polls. He declares for the NBA draft a year early. Michael was picked 3rd overall behind Hakeem and Sam Bowie. But MJ won Rookie of the Year. In 1986, he broke his foot in the 3rd game of the season. Despite a subpar record in the season, the Bulls make the playoffs, and Jordan is healthy. They lost in the first round to the Celtics, but Jordan scored 63 points in the game. In 1987, he averaged his best season with 37 points per game. And this year, he won the slam dunk contest, scored more than 30,000 points, and was the first to ever record 200 steals and 100 blocks. In 1989, he continued to rack up stats. As Jordan and the Bulls won Jordan's first playoff series against the Cavs in Game 5 of the series, he had 44 points. In 1991, Jordan and the Bulls beat the famous Pistons in a sweep. The Bulls had been knocked out of the playoffs 3 years in a row by the Pistons, so this was big. This year was the first NBA Finals appearance for them, as they went on to beat the Lakers in Game 5. And the summer of '92, he became the first and only ever to win NBA MVP, Finals MVP, a championship, and a gold medal in all in one season. In 1993, Jordan won his 3rd straight NBA title. He became the first player to win Finals MVP 3 years in a row. He averaged 41 points per game in the finals. On October 6, 1993, MJ announced retirement, saying he had lost his love for basketball following the tragic loss of his father, who was murdered. That summer, he signs a contract with the minor league farm team for the Chicago White Sox. In 1994, he had a .202 batting average. His record, 3 home runs and 51 runs batted in. His time in baseball didn't last long. In 1995, in the spring, Michael announced that he is back in the NBA. His return was great, as he and the Chicago Bulls went all the way to the Eastern Conference semifinals, but lost to the Magic. Jordan averaged 31 points in the series, proving his skills. In 1996, the Bulls added Dennis Rodman to the roster. The Bulls finished the regular season with an amazing record of 72 wins and 10 losses. Jordan again wins the MVP and another NBA title against the Sonics. In 1997, Jordan had his famous flu game. He woke up before the game in the morning, drenched in sweat and very sick. It was Game 5 of the finals. He totaled 38 points in the game and won the title, his 5th overall. In 1999, Michael announced his retirement for the second time. He played 12 seasons, winning 6 championships, 5 MVPs, 13 All-Star nominations, and many, many more accomplishments. For purposes of time, it would be impossible to document all of his achievements. Comcast Sports released a long and very in-depth timeline of Jordan's career in 2013. Many things about Jordan's career are amazing, but I find it interesting to see how much Michael did post-retirement. After retiring for the second time in 1999, he wasn't done. Although he wasn't playing in 2000, he was still a part of the NBA. He was part owner and president of the Washington Wizards. 1 year later, in 2001, Michael returned to playing with a new team. At 38 years old, he played for the Wizards. He led the team, scoring 23 points per game and 5 assists. The season after that, Michael earns another All-Star invite, his 14th. He also became the first 40-year-old to score 40-plus points. 2003 was his final season playing basketball. Michael retired for a 3rd and final time. My next visual aid lays out some of his greatest accomplishments. Stats from Michael Jordan. He had 6 NBA championships, 5 MVP awards during the regular season, 10 seasons leading scorer, 14 All-Star games, 2 Olympic gold medals, and 6 NBA finals. Scoring career average points, he had 30.1 per game, 6.1 rebounds, and 5.3 assists per game. 32,000 career points, 6,600 career rebounds, and 5,600 career assists. He now has his own brand that has skyrocketed with popularity. He plays a lot of golf in his spare time and enjoys spending quality time with his family. Forbes released an article this year noting that Michael still makes $100 million per year. This is mostly attributed to Nike and his Jordan company. Athletes like Michael Jordan grace our world with their abilities. He will be remembered for eternity.